Hi lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup Misfit. I did switch this room around just a little bit, so my desk is now under my window. So hopefully this lighting is a little bit better. That reflection you see in my glasses right now is my phone. It took me a second to figure it out, but unfortunately that's going to be there throughout this video. I'm hoping that maybe I can find a way to make that go away. Also, I'm extremely red right now because I've been outside so much. I just came back from a trip over the weekend. I went to Ottawa and we went to Chelsea, Quebec to go to this Nordic spa, which is like this huge village where there's a bunch of saunas and hot tubs and pools, and you're just in and out and you can stay there all day as long as you want. We were there for 7 hours. We unfortunately didn't get to do the Kalas pool, which is like a big salt pool where you just like go lay there and float. And there's also like massages and stuff like that, but we didn't do any of that. It was awesome. I loved it. Got a lot of sun and I've been sitting outside for the last little bit as well, the last couple of days since I've been home, trying to soak up the last of this summer because I'm so not ready for winter yet and I love the weather that we've been having, so I am out there as much as I possibly can. Unfortunately, the lighting makes my face look extremely pale compared to the rest of me, but we will sort that out eventually. We are here today with another update for Alice in Wonderland. I am so excited. I've been making some pretty good progress, I feel. Now, I have everything down in the description box, the rules of this project or the guidelines. This is something that I did create. All of the prompts are down there, as well as anybody who has joined in on this project with me. If you would like to, as always, just let me know. I will throw you down there, but go down there and check out who else is doing this project. And let's get into the update. So we're going to start off with the prompts that I've had in here since the beginning. And last month was the first update. Today is the second, so we're only a few months into this. Now, last month I did roll in one brand new prompt, but we will chat about that a little bit later. I unfortunately don't know where my notebook is with all of my prompts and everything like that. So unfortunately, I have my laptop pulled up. My bangs are driving me nuts. I'm getting my hair done soon. But I have my laptop pulled up with everything in front of it, so I will be looking down at that, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So first and foremost, one of the first prompts that I pulled in was the Queen of Hearts, and that is something that is a must-have in your routine, and blush is always something that I have to wear. And I decided I was going with my hot pink brand new blush from Tower 28, and this is in the shade Felice Fresca. I don't think I've actually mentioned it before, but this is something that I was wearing like every single day in the summer, more often than not. There may have been a couple days here and there where I decided to choose something else, but this was my go-to blush. This is what I bought it for this summertime. I'm actually not wearing it today, but today's like the first time in a while that I haven't worn this. My goal was to wear away the embossment, which was just the W. Now you can see that it is slightly there. You can't really tell on camera. You can a little bit more so in person when the lights are on. So looking at it right now, it looks pretty much the same that it does on camera. I am happy to say that I am wearing away that embossment. It is done. It is complete. Even though like the faintest amount is still there, I'm not going to keep this in for another month. It is the end of September, and as much as I would love to still reach for this, I think it is time to switch over my blushes and leave the hot pink behind for now. I may surprise myself and reach for it every, so often throughout the winter even. I think that would look really cute. But today I am wearing an orange blush. It's by Rare Beauty, so I think that it is time to switch over, and it was really good timing. I happened to wear away the embossment just in time for the new season, the new month, and this is being rolled out, which means we do get to roll something else in this month. I wasn't sure if I was going to roll that out or not, but then I actually really looked at it. I was like, the embossment is worn away enough. I only use a very slight amount of it. I'm sorry, I'm playing with my bangs, but they're driving me bonkers right now. Yeah, I only would use a little bit at a time, and I think a couple of months worth, 3 months worth or so, made some pretty good progress and I'm really happy about it. The other product prompt that I had in here was It's Only a Dream, and this was a limited edition discontinued product, and I pulled back my Mercury Retrograde palette from Huda Beauty. Of course, this palette has been discontinued for a while now, so I wanted to go with the shade Crash in here, and I wanted to hit side pan. This is where I'm sitting at right now, and I think I've made some really good progress. I don't have any comparison photos, unfortunately, so if you would like to see what it looked like at the beginning, you will have to go check out the intro video. But actually, it's not even, yeah, it's the side right here. This was almost like halfway through the pan. Like, I've made some really good progress. I didn't want to hit side pan here because, as you can see, there's so much less product than there is on this side, and especially at the beginning there was obviously a lot less on this side than here. But I wanted to challenge myself a little bit. I felt like if I was to focus in on that, I would have hit it probably, like, definitely rather quickly, maybe within the first month or so, because I was using this every single day in my crease. I definitely would have had this rolled out by now, probably like last month, to be completely honest with you. But I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, and I'm really happy that I have. Again, I've been wearing this almost daily. Maybe the last week or so I've actually put it down and I haven't reached for it, but honestly, like, this is where I'm reaching for, I'm focusing, and I've been really happy with the progress. So as long as I get back into wearing this, which I think I will now that I'm home, back to my regular makeup routine, I don't know if I can get this out next month, but I do think within at least the next 2, this will probably be rolled out, and I will be super happy about it. This is a palette that obviously has a lot of love. We all know about this palette. We've heard about her and how much I adore it. I would like to completely finish this off. I'm just working shade by shade. But again, as I've been using this, I have also been reaching for these two quite often if I'm dipping into this and this. So I am still getting like a decent amount of use on this. I also will sometimes reach for these 2 shades and then these 2 shimmers right here to make a look with this as my transition. So even though I'm only focusing on the 1 shade, there are still other shades in here that have been getting some really good use, and I'm happy about it, even if like you really can't see much progress in them, and I'm not focusing on them, so I'm not really keeping track of comparisons and what they look like. But nonetheless, I'm super happy, and it is going very, very well. All right, and then the other prompt that I had rolled in at the intro was Alice in Wonderland, which was your newest product. And for me, I had placed a little Sephora haul, I think a couple months prior to starting this project. And one product that I actually repurchased but had not used yet was the Fenty Beauty Killawatt Highlighter. And this is in Fire Crystal and Lightning Dust. I'd gone through one of these completely a couple of years ago, and I loved it so much I finally decided to repurchase it. It was on sale, that's why I bought it. Sephora was having like a summer sale or something along those lines. So a bunch of items were 50% off. I purchased this then, and I've been really loving this just as much as I did in the beginning. My goal was to wear away the embossment on both sides of the highlighter. So I have used each side of this highlighter the exact amount of times. And last month, I felt like I was pretty close to wearing away those embossments. And I am definitely still working on it, but it is going pretty well. Again, same comments as last time. This one looks a lot more worn away than this one, but it's obviously the formula. This is the shimmer. This is not a soft shimmer. So it's just much easier to wear this away, but you can see that each side has some pretty good dips going. I've been trying to, like, I run my brush through the whole pan, so unfortunately I wasn't wanting to create dips. I was kind of hoping that the whole pan would kind of go down a lot smoother, but there's definitely gonna be dips where the embossment is, and that's fine. I will work through it the way that I do, the way that it happens, but I'm really happy with this. So again, I'm making my way there. I don't know if I'll have this rolled out next month. Very possibly, but they both have to be worn away before I can actually roll this out. So even if I do have this one worn away by next month and there's still some of this left, I will keep this in because they both have to be gone at the same time. But I'm thinking it's not going to take me too long, but you can definitely see the top part here. So maybe I'm going to try and focus my brush a little bit higher. And same on this one, you can see it's kind of to the middle to the bottom of each pan is where my brush has really been hitting. So if I can just try and raise it a little bit, hit a different corner, then maybe I can get this out by next month. Now, last month, my first update, I was able to roll in, no, not able to, I just decided I was gonna roll in a new prompt because why not? That's the fun of it. You wanna try and get through all of the prompts within this project during the 12-month period, and you can work anywhere between 3 and 5 products. I was only working on 3. I decided to pull in a 4th. So we are going to chat about that product, and that was my Alice, or Wake Up Alice, Wake Up prompt, which is something that you like wish you didn't own, a regret purchase. And my tartelette toasted palette is definitely that. There's even more little bits falling off than there was when I showed you last month. Actually, that's probably what that little fleck on my desk was that I had just found. Very disappointed, and has dropped a couple of times, but like this is still incredibly like not happy with that. That should not be happening. I wanted to see if I would reach for this, which would help me decide if I was going to declutter it or not. I was so close to actually reaching for it one day, but I didn't. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look back at my last video to see if I gave myself a timeline on this or not. I wanna say I gave myself 3 months. I could be completely wrong here. I'm gonna keep it in, even though I didn't use it at all. We're gonna see what happens before the next month. But again, I think I gave myself to like November. That kind of makes sense, and said like, if I don't use this, I'm gonna just declutter it because there's no point in me holding on to it. There's definitely some shades in here that I'm like, I could use these right now or soon. October is literally around the corner, just a couple of days from now. Filming on the 24th, so 1 more week. And then I've got November, and I would love to use these in October, but whether or not I actually reach for it is a whole other story because I have had this palette for a few years now. And this is the one palette that got me into warm tones, and I never bought it up until like a couple years back. And I still like, it has a place in my heart, but I just don't reach for it. And I am glad that I purchased it just so that I could like get that part out of my system and not have those like what ifs for till forever. But the fact that like I purchased it, I wanted it so bad, and I haven't used it is quite disappointing, to be honest, but it is what it is. Those things happen. So because I get to roll out my Tower 28 blush for the prompt, the Queen of Hearts, I get to roll in a brand new prompt. So again, as I mentioned a couple minutes back, you are trying to get through every prompt in this project before the end of the year when the project is up. So, whoops, I have 23 prompts in this project, and I have 1 through 23 right here. So we are going to randomize. I'm going to see what prompt we are going to be working with, and let's go. Number 15, and number 15 is, oh, okay. You're entirely bonkers, but I'll tell you a secret. All the best people are. So this is a product that you like that most don't. So let me go take a look at my collection. I've got my eyeshadows, I'm pointing the wrong way here, all right here. I'm gonna go take a look here, other places, see what I can find and what I have that most people don't like, but I do. This might take me a little bit, but as soon as I find something that I feel is a good fit, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and rather quickly, I had an idea come to mind pretty much as soon as I got up to go take a look for something. Now, what I have in my hand, you can see, is a mini eyeshadow palette, but this is from Too Faced, and this was from their holiday collection, maybe going on to 3 years ago now. This is like the Hot Cocoa, the Year So Hot palette. I've had this for a couple of years now. I think I bought it after you couldn't get it anymore. I think I bought it off some UK site and I cannot remember what it's called, but I managed to find it there because I could not find it anywhere else. And I actually didn't reach for this up until this past weekend. I brought this on my trip with me and I actually really liked it. I didn't use the shimmers. I've only used a few of the mattes, but I really did enjoy the look that came out of it. And then I topped it with another shimmer from a different eyeshadow palette. But like I said, I actually really liked this. So I know not a lot of people like Too Faced. I know they do like their tin packaging eyeshadows better than some of their other ones. They've been pretty hit or miss lately, whatever the story is, but I actually really like this. And I might not like Too Faced that much in general, but I'm gonna go with it anyway because I love this palette so far. So this is what we're looking at right here. And this is kind of heavy, but I feel like I can use every single shade in this palette. This shade right down here, I was using in the outer corner, like the very, very outer corner, just a light little touch. And it's not too dark if I'm able to blend it out nicely. Again, I haven't reached for any of the shimmers, but I was reaching for these three, mainly these two, and then just pairing another shimmer on top. But I really liked how they blended. They looked beautiful on, so I'm really excited and I'm going to pull this one in for the prompt. So, goal. Because it's brand new, actually, I think all four of these mattes, this is a matte too. I reached for all, like mainly these, and I probably dipped into that one once. But for a goal, I think what I want to do is reach for each shade in this palette minus this one right here, because it's a cream beige color that I usually use to set down my lids. And I'm currently working on something else right now. So minus this shade, the other 7, I want to use them 2 times each. It's simple, but at the same time, it's going to make me reach for this palette. And because I haven't used the shimmers yet, which would be these 3 right here, I can get a little taste for what they're actually like and if I'm going to enjoy them or not. So 2 times each for 7 shades. So however that may be, I can get it done in 2 looks. If that's the case, it really doesn't matter how long it's actually, or how I decide to use those 2 uses each. But if I can dip into each of these 2 times, I think that I'm going to get a nice little touch onto this palette again. So I'm hoping I can probably get that done by next month. I feel like that's going to be kind of easy, but because it's new, I don't want to dip into too much. Just a little taste test on this one. So, and I think it still kind of smells like chocolate, but probably not as much as it did in the beginning. So that is the brand new product I will be working on. So that is it for this update. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know again if you would like to join in on this. Down below I have linked whoever has decided to join me, and I'm super excited and thankful for it. So I hope you guys are enjoying that as well. And that is it. That is all for this update. Now in a couple of days I have another round of #beauty chest starting, so stay tuned for that. That's coming out on the 27th, and then I know I've talked about it, but it slipped my mind a few times. I do want to bring another project back that I had going a few years ago. I'm just trying to rework the name and figure out what I want to use in place of it. I might come back with the original name, but I kind of don't really want to. And then I'm trying to possibly add a couple extra prompts into there. So that I was hoping to come back with like a couple months back, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. So we're coming towards the end of this year. Whether I start it now or start it next year, we're gonna see how it goes, but I do promise that will be coming at some point. So again, that is it. That is all for now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.